people. I hope you like my setup today. I'm sitting in front of my hearth, which is one of the spots in my house that has probably the most plants besides my bedroom, so there's quite a few. What we will be talking about today is actually one of the plants that is behind me, and that is a Scindapsus. So continuing my plant school series I have going on, today we'll be talking all about how to take care for Scindapsus and the different type of Scindapsus plants. So with the different Scindapsus leaves, there is a different amount of variegation depending on what plant it is. I have a Scindapsus pictus exotica, and that is one that is very silvery. But then there's also like a generic satin pothos that is very common, and that one's just blotted with silver. It's not like completely covering the leaf like this one. So basically what I'm trying to get to is that even though Scindapsus as a whole is a low light plant, depending on how much silver it has, that's how much light it's going to need. So if it has more silver, it's going to need more light. If it has less silver, it can take less light. And the reason why that is so is because the silver on the leaves do not photosynthesize. So only the green parts on the leaves will do that process. So if you have a plant that has lots of silver on the leaf and you aren't giving it enough light, then it can revert back to more of a green form than that silvery form, or it could, just cause it to die if it's not getting adequate light. So there is lots of different Scindapsus that go under that genre. So one of them is the Silver Splash, which I'll include a picture of because I don't have that plant. That one is probably next in line to add to my collection, just because I love the way that it has like that painted brush stroke look on it. It's probably one of my favorites out of the whole entire Scindapsus collection. Another one that I do not have is a Scindapsus Moonlight. And this one is a little bit more on the rare side of the Scindapsus because not a lot of people have them. It has more of like a sheen of silver rather than blotches of silver, and it is more on the light green side than dark green. The one pictured behind me, like I said earlier, is a Scindapsus pictus exotica, but it's kind of big, so I just have a cutting right here to show you. And this one has lots of silver on it. While I'm talking about this plant, since it is a cutting, I just wanted to say that the best method that I have found with propagating Scindapsus is the water propagation method. However, you can do like a sphagnum moss or a soil propagation if you want to, but I have found that water works best just because of those nodes on vining plants. They tend to do easier in water. And then another Scindapsus in that collection is the Silverian. So I have one right here. So what makes this one different is the silver comes to a point at the end of the leaf. So it's like splattered up at the top closer to the stem, and then the further you go down, it turns into a point of silver. And the last one that I'm going to show you is pretty much just like the most basic one that you can find at like most big box stores or online, and that is just a satin pothos or satin Scindapsus. And this is the one that you'll see most commonly because it's just everywhere. I've had this plant for probably a year now. It started off as just a cutting of like 2, maybe 3 leaves, and now it has probably close to 10. So I'm pretty happy with its growth. All of these Scindapsus plants are very gorgeous. They're all vining plants, which is something that I personally love. If a plant vines, then I'm probably gonna buy it. But it's also just an easy plant to keep in general. Scindapsus is native to Taiwan, Malaysia, the Philippines, and a couple other countries that have hot climates like that. Also pretty humid as well. So these plants aren't necessarily an outside plant unless you live in like warmer temperatures like that. I would definitely keep it inside. A way that you can know if your plant or your Scindapsus is thirsty is if the leaf starts to curl. So I actually just watered this morning, but the leaves haven't had time to adjust yet. So when you notice a leaf curling like this one is, or this one kind of curling like a taco or a hot dog bun, these plants love water. They're a-okay in water propagation, so moist soil is fine with them. I've never ever experienced a problem with bugs or fungus or root rot with these plants, so you should have no issue watering them. If anything, the only issue would be underwatering. You will know when your plant is good and it doesn't need to be watered when the leaves are more flat, like this. Alright, so that is it for my video today. For some reason I'm having a hard time talking, so hopefully everything goes together okay. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up or comment down below, and please subscribe. You don't have to, but I'd like you to. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.